Good morning, everyone. It's 8 o'clock in Hawaii. It's about that time to start another Morning Pages. Happy Modular Monday. We're going to try to get the modular involved in today's jam in honor of that fun weekly hashtag, I guess. So yeah, we've got a whole new set of morning page parameters. So come join me and also fire up your own DAW and let's make some music together. So today we've got a couple of different parameters that we'll be using. The tempo we'll be in is 125 beats per minute. We'll be using C minor pentatonic. And the hardware will be using my very first proper synth, I guess if you can call it a proper synth, the Yamaha CS1X. So I actually had bought this unit right here new in the 90s. I think maybe a year after it came out, or maybe within that same year. I was smitten when I went to Skip's Music in Sacramento. And I had to put in my order, and yeah, when it arrived I was in what I thought was analog bliss, but it's of course a 100% digital, virtual and sample based synthesizer, and it's got its little quirks, but Underworld used it in some of their albums from that era. And I think I kind of bought into that whole thing. So let me be sure I can turn on chat. So for the live instrument, we'll be using the electric instrument in Ableton Live. The VST will be using another one of my favorites, the Korg Polysix. And for the effects, we'll be using the Buffer Shuffler 2.0. I think that's max for live. I haven't really used it a whole lot. So that should be fun. And again, since it's Modular Monday, I'm gonna try and do as much as I can using the modular, and I'll turn the camera around for that. And today's oblique strategy of the day is ask your body, which is, I don't know, I guess appropriate for a Monday. And I'm not quite sure how this will apply to today's jam, but we'll try and apply that as well. So thanks for joining, and we'll be jamming for the next hour or so and put this together in arrangement, and we'll see and hope that something good comes of it. I mean, if anything, we're going to learn something. So that's the whole point of this morning page exercise. So thanks again for joining. Okay. So maybe the first thing we want to do is make sure we're in the correct tempo. We are supposed to be in, what is this? $125. Hold on one second. I'm gonna have to go get my iPad so that I can take this comment off. Hold on. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. I am new to this, not quite sure how I can take that comment off. If anybody knows, please let me know. Let's see. Well, anyway, I guess free advertisement for that spammer for now, since I don't know how to do that. If anybody knows, let me know, or just start chatting so that it comes up. Hey, how about this? I'll write you guys some messages. Just a few more. Got it. Oh. Make music every day. Thanks for joining. There we go. Okay, so now that that comment is off the screen, we can begin. All right. So let's see. Maybe the first thing we want to do is get into our key. Oh, yes, our tempo 125. And for our VST, let's go ahead and put in that Korg Polysix. While that loads in, I'm going to fire up the beads. And right now, this is just the Moog matriarch playing a random arpeggiated pattern. And that's running through beads right now. And we can, of course, manipulate it. So there's the Polysix. Now we're also going to be in C minor pentatonic. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the push. So minor pentatonic sounds like this. So I just put in a real quick C minor chord in here so that our drone is kind of on the same page. That's what C minor pentatonic sounds like, and let's see the difference between that and C minor. I'm curious. That's C minor. Minor pentatonic. So let's stick with that, and let's get going. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to lower the volume of what we got right there on the matriarch. Although, let me go ahead and program in a quick minor pentatonic arpeggio. Sure I'm on the right instrument. Let's go ahead and put something like that in. I'm going to put that on hold, and we're going to let this drone on while we come up with something on the Korg Polysix. So that's in minor pentatonic. Okay. And if I... It's because I got the C patched up. Ooh-wee. What is that wash of sound? There we go. What's going on here? Okay, well, we'll leave that be for now. Oh, I know. Everything's kind of ringing out. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Let's go ahead and mess with this. I always like this initial patch, this fat bass line. It is so iconic, that sound of the Polysix. So I think I'm going to keep that, and we're going to maybe look at some edits. The thing that I wish Korg did was update the UI. It's really tiny, as you can see here. Maybe we'll put our bass line on here. That sounds good. Quantize that. It's a real simple bass line. But what can I say? I mean, you can't do too much with this, with the initial patch of the Polysix in my mind. But let's go ahead and See, the filters actually sound pretty good for a VST that came out in, I think, the early 2000s. Although it's been updated quite a few times. It's funny. The Moog is actually playing this sequence. So here's what we'll do. Just give it some movement. I'm going to put in an LFO. Probably one of the most used utilities, for me at least, in live. And we'll slowly sweep it. We want to configure this to have the cutoff and resonance. I think that's good for now. I don't want it to be too crazy. Yeah, that's a good sweep right there. Okay. And we have to use this buffer shuffler too, so let's check this out. I think I know what it's going to sound like. It's not going to sound good on this. But I just want to get a good idea of what it sounds like or what it'll do to this. I think it's going to take the sound and put it into a buffler and kind of mangle it around. Don't necessarily want that on our oh. Oh. You can change. So this is, I don't think it's even taking the MIDI. I think it's taking the audio and it's repitching it by step. And we can gate certain things. Oh, this is cool. And then you can kind of, oh, I'm going to start using this thing. Oops, that's why. Here's the amplifier, so you can add some accents. You can freeze the buffer. Man, this is good fun. So maybe I should MIDI map this bypass. I don't think I have any buttons I can use right now. But for sure we're going to be using this buffer shuffler, but let me bypass it for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and fire up this CS1X. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this Moog because it's making some funny sounds. There we go. It's making funny sounds because it's going through beats. But let me bypass this and let's fire up the CS1X. The one thing that I was disappointed with, I mean, not back in the day because it wasn't super common, but I think it should have had this, but the arpeggiator does not MIDI sync. It receives clock from several different sources. In fact, there's a back that says Mac client, and it's one of those old, like maybe 12-pin little connectors that you could put in. I didn't have a Mac back in the day, so I couldn't test that out. But then it's got the, your regular MIDI in, out, and through, and it just doesn't accept MIDI clock. It accepts MIDI clock, and will get incoming MIDI, but it won't sync the arpeggiator to the tempo. So this will be a challenge. We're going to have to actually try our best to sync it up if we use the arpeggiator. Maybe we won't use it then. And you can see I went to 145.5 beats per minute because I had used the capture function in live. Okay, so I have to find the CS1X on my patch bay, which is over here. And let's take a listen. Ooh, man, scratchy pots. So maybe we'll use this. I call this patch Orbital J, and this was back in the 90s, and I made this little fifth sounding chord thing because I thought it sounded like Orbital, and now in hindsight it doesn't sound anything like Orbital, but this patch is really special to me because it was the first one that I kind of went through all of these little clicky parameters here and just programmed myself. So I'm glad to see that it's still in memory. But let's go through a couple of other presets. So this is this one's called Move On. So it's got a real 90s synth feel. Oh, here's another Orbital-esque patch that I think I made because I called it Orbital. Anyways. Forget everything that I said about the CS1X not accepting clock, because as you just saw, It does. I stand corrected. I don't know why that was in my mind like that, but I haven't played around with this in a long time, and probably just back then I wasn't doing it right. This was 30 years ago? No. Maybe 20 something. Well, I'm kind of stoked about that. Maybe I'll use this a lot more. So now that I know that, let's use this patch and let's manipulate it a little bit. Okay, this one I think is just channel 1. No, let me see. CS1X. I didn't write down the channel. Okay, that's okay. We'll just use the internal keyboard. I don't want to go through every single one. So I only have the MIDI in going into here, so I actually can't record the MIDI. So I'm gonna take a gamble, and first of all, let's go ahead and record some of this in. So maybe that's what it was. Like the arpeggiator will initially sync, but the keys won't sync if you have horrible timing like me. But yeah, I'll have to look into that again. Sorry for that bit of misinformation. So here we go. We've got I think we've got 8 bars here. That'll work. So it looks like we only have 7 bars of this, but that's okay. that one. It's really harsh to my ears. So let me, before I crush everybody's eardrums. Where's my effects? Let me EQ some of those harsh. I think one over here was good. Yeah, that wasn't good at all. Okay, let's add some effects to this. Maybe it'll make this arpeggio sound a little bit better. Although maybe what we can do is, let me put in a little 4 on the floor, get some context. Yeah, for some reason, yeah, it looks like I still have to move some of these warp markers around. So I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking about the syncing of the arpeggiator. I guess I don't remember too much from the 90s. So, okay, we've got a little arpeggiated pattern. We got our little 4 on the floor kick for right now. That kick, by the way, is just a simple 808 kick from the TR-8S over here. I'm going to get another camera soon so you can start seeing some of the hardware and what I do with the hardware over on this side of the studio. It might make it a little bit more interesting. Let's add some stock echo. I like also, let me preemptively put in an LFO. And let's see how this sounds. little bit more interesting movement, but it's a little too harsh. Maybe every 3 bars, and then I don't want it to sweep all the way through like that. Maybe real 8 bars. Let's find a good sweet spot where it doesn't sound too crazy. Let's add some reverb to it. Okay, now I'm starting to want to work on these drums. Don't worry, we're going to change the sounds. This is just going to be a typical 4 on the floor track today. Oh, look at that. I have a 909 on here. Let's change this snare. Yeah, I like that. It's the typical analog sounding or FM sounding fart noise. Let's change this kick out. These hi-hats too. Ooh, sorry, I am really in the red. That's a little too metallic, huh? Some movement to that, to those hi-hats. Let's put in some percussion. Unfortunate thing is this is just a 1-bar loop, so let me take out those percussion elements because I want it to move across 8 bars. We'll do just do 8 bars. So let me just duplicate everything so we get 8 bars, and actually this is what I'll do. This will be a good way to make this a little less. How about this? Wait, no. 1, 2, all of the dark colored measures. I mean, I should actually put that on the second bar, but that's okay. I don't know, I think I'm down to use that orbital, the orbital patch. Let's resurrect that. Although, oh, it might not. Probably not going to go with the key. Sounds kind of cheeseball. Maybe something like that. And again, I don't know what the I can't output MIDI from this keyboard at the moment. There's no USB, of course. So, although I see MIDI coming in, am I getting? Is this actually connected to something? Oh no, I think it's the through, but see MIDI coming in. Let's see. Let me see, hold on a second. I think this must be channel 1. No, okay, well, before I forget what my idea was, let me just record this in as audio. See if anything comes of that. This one is my CS1X Strike Force synth. Oh, my balance is off. Okay, we won't use that part. Okay, so that this first one is somewhat okay. This first one, we'll just call that one. Let's try it over here. This one I didn't mess up too bad on, so I'll keep that. Okay, duplicate that. Let's see if there's anything usable on this side over here. No. Okay. We will just go with these three. I don't know if I've mentioned it before on this channel, but I am not a strong keys player. I mean, I guess I don't even have to say it, but I did take piano lessons for a really long time as a kid. So thanks, Mom, if you're watching. Yeah, so, and then before I miss anything from this VST, this Polysix, I'm going to record I'm gonna record it in. I'm gonna record in 16 bars of this. So we got the 16 bars of that, and then I am going to also record in what we had in that buffer shuffler. I had it bypassed, but this buffer shuffler is pretty cool. I'm going to start using this, and before I forget, I am going to add that to my effects shortcut and to my current shortcut so I don't forget about it. Okay. The little different variation on the same pattern, which is, you know, just kind of like a disco type bass line. So we got that one, this one. Let me just call this buffer. And let's check out some of the presets that they have here. Let's see what this would do to our bass line. And I mean, I'm assuming I can probably do this. Oh yeah, there's a stutter effect too. I didn't even see that. You can put this on. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. First, let's hear this, but I'm gonna put this on that CS1X lead that we just created. Oh man. Let's try some of these other ones out. I like how this adds a little extra variation to the percussion. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even see this. This has some reverse. We gotta record that in. This could be it. Okay, this one we call Dopey Buffer. Dopey Buff. Let's try this Madness. Yep, that is Madness. Sister Twister. Some of these sound great, and then I can't wait to like experiment more with this. Have you guys used Buffer Shuffler? thing is, I mean, I'm hearing some panning effects and everything too. Yeah, so there's a pan. Amp looks like they dropped out. What is that? The 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. The 9th shift. They changed the pitch just slightly. The gate's all the way up. Stutter effect is used sparingly, which is cool. Oh yeah, and they got different left and right steps that you can down here reverse, forward, or mute. I think we got all we need for that bass line. Let me go ahead and throw this on to onto this part. See what this sounds like. Of Modular Monday morning pages. It looks like my internet cut out again. I just upgraded to Spectrum, and so far I've been getting a lot of weird little internet dropouts, but I'm not sure if it's me or if it's OBS. So anyway, but thanks for sticking around if you're still here. And yeah, let's continue our morning pages. We still have a lot to do. We have some modular to get into, and we still need to put in this electric. So now what we have right here we have the electric piano. I think it's pretty cool that you can change some of the, this is like I guess they call this physical modeling. So you got the fork here, and you can change the tone and some of these other properties, like of the hammer, how stiff it is. The symmetry. And there's just so many different parameters you can work with here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on, I mean, I know electric pianos aren't necessarily ripe for acid type patterns, but let's see what we get out of this. Oh yeah. What we also should put on here is a scale, because this time sting is actually just outputting some random notes, not necessarily in any particular scale. And what we want is a minor pentatonic. And we're in C minor pentatonic. Perfect. kind of cool. It's kind of a percussive part. So let me add in, let me put in an external effect. The good old H9. Let's see. The great thing about having external pedals is you can have these great external hardware sounds fed to the external pedal and then back into Ableton Live. So if you have an analog one, the H9 is digital, but if you had like an analog pedal, like a distortion or something, you can actually have a VST or an internal live instrument come through Ableton into the analog pedal and back in. So it's digital to analog, back to digital. But you still get all of those great analog type sounds. Same goes for, you know, if you have a good BBD, analog BBD delay, which I use the Matriarch for. So this will be cool. Let's see what this sounds like, and let's mess with some of the H9. Let me connect the H9. I'll put it up on screen so you can see it. And I'm thinking we could put in like our modulator or something. Let's see. Let's go through some of these presets. Ooh. You hear what it's doing to the original sound? This is the original sound. It's pitching them up and then also adding some delay. That's really crazy. There's a lot of modulation. Pitching it up 2 octaves and 3 octaves on the 2 pitches, and then you can change the pitch mix. Oh, I like this. This one is modular. But this psycho weighting, I don't know, it's simple, but I like how. Cool. Let me just record that in, and we'll have kind of I think it sounds kind of cool. Okay. Put in the dry signal right now. It's a little on the loud side. Okay, so what I can do is I'll duplicate this, and for this first one, we're just going to put in the dry signal. Right here. I can call this electric dry. And then this one we're going to call electric wet with, that was a trance R modulator, H9. And then let me put this. 12 bars, and actually it took a while to start. You know, there's always going to be latency if you're sending audio out of the computer and then back in. So the timing might be slightly off, but I do have some of the audio delay going. But yeah, you'll see that it's a little bit off, but probably okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So that's my dry. So I'm going to take this off because I think I think physical modeling plugins, even from Ableton, do take some CPU, although I don't see like a huge. Okay. I'm thinking this is sounding pretty good. Starting to run out of coffee, so maybe we should wrap this thing up soon. Although I do want to add some modular, because it's Modular Monday. And I do want to add some percussion to the drums. Although the percussion, maybe we'll put the percussion, make the modular the percussive element, and then call it a day. So let's do that. I'll turn this around so you can see the system. Sorry for the shaky camera. Okay, here we go. Kind of an extreme close-up, but it's okay. So what I think I want to use is this BIA, the Bacillimus iterus alter from Noise Engineering. And we've been feeding everything into beads recently. I still really like that. So let me take out, let's just see how it sounds. Got some real far away sounding. So right now I'm just pressing the hit, which is gonna allow me to just hear the sound that's coming out. This is the pitch, the attack, decay. We could also morph. Right now I am on the metal setting and alto, but let's add some bass. This is liquid. And this is skin. And you can probably hear it better in alto or treble. Liquid, metal, skin. And you can also fold. It's like a triangle fold. Real cool metallic sounds. Harmonic. And of course, I'm using beads reverb. So these are more of the dry signals. Oops. And you can see the seed will start mangling it. So how about instead, let's let's see, we can send this out into the Wasp filter and send the Wasp filter, let's see, we'll have the low pass come out back into beads. How about that? So we can add some filtering to this. And I'm gonna the unpredictability of modular. Okay. Are my levels up? Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Oh, this cable's going bad. So we got the Wasp filter going. That up a little. So I've got the resonance at about 3 o'clock on level 8. If you push this the resonance on this one, you'll start hearing this. I love this setting right around here. It's so dirty. And of course, the great thing with modulars, you can also start adding some movement. So maybe on the pitch, let me add some LFO. Let's see how this is going to sound. We can also put some movement onto the morph. So you see, there's just so much that we can do with this. So now what I might want to do is I want to start playing it. So in order to do that, actually with the pitch, I'm going to play it on the push. And with my hit trigger, that's also going to come from the push. And then this one, I can mess with the harmonics. So right now I've got a really slow LFO from the Batumi going into the harmonics. It's kind of like going to be moving this. It's a sine wave, so it's going to be just kind of moving this real nice and slow, this knob, for me. The push is going to provide the pitch parameters and the trigger. So every time I press, let me make sure that my track is armed. You can see this light blue track up here is my modular, and I'm going to be pressing on the push. So wherever, if I'm pressing high up, the pitch is going to be high. If I press low, but you can't really tell with this patch, huh? Oh, actually, and then instead of morph, let me have the Batumi also kind of go through some of the different. Now you see this light moving. It's because this LFO right here is interchanging this knob right here. It's kind of going to allow me to do that without breaking the knob. So let's see. So we're going to get some real nice change the mix so it's not so extreme, but I want to hear that. Let me put in a little pattern Sounds a little like R2D2. And then, hey, imagine this. We can record something and then put that buffer shuffler on and really mangle this sound. And so actually with this, I don't even want to mess with pressing the push. I'm going to let the computer do this. So I'm going to get my favorite of all-time sequencer, which is Max for Live's MDD Snake, based off of the Make Noise Renee. As you can see, it's this one right here, and actually this is great placement. It looks like I have a mini Renee here. So let me go ahead and solo that out. I'm going to press play, and you can see the sequencer running through, but there's nothing going on, so I'm just going to randomize. This is my gate, so I want a real minimal sounding, but I want to create some movement. So let me put this down to 13. So right now it's just going to shuffle through 13 steps. And maybe, yeah, that's good. The notes, I could also randomize. I want it on the lower register, so let me restrict it to this area. Although this is sounding pretty cool. Let me just start recording this so we don't miss out on anything fun. Now I'm going to randomize this. And velocity isn't going to do anything for me on this module. Now I'm going to just start randomizing some of the gate parameters too, to get some different noises, and we're going to select which ones we want to keep. Okay, it's probably good for now. And with this, actually, this might be fun. We'll put the buffer shuffler on so it's not so... I think I can gate a lot of this so that it's not as crazy and chaotic. Let's find that buffer shuffler. You see it? There we go. Put on this buffer shuffler. We'll play the patch, and then I can reverse some steps. I might gate some steps out, and then if we add some reverb or some delay, it'll ring out and not sound so steppy. So let's go ahead and start and... I'm going to reverse some of these steps. A stutter. Okay, sounds more chaotic, but... I can raise this length, can I? Okay, does anybody know where I can... Oh, I see. You have to stop it before you. 4 bars. Yeah, 16 is good. And so this is my gate. Oh, is there a random? Oh, dice. Yes. Here we go. Yeah, this will be fun. This is pretty fun. Okay. How do I... And then we could freeze. Oh, wait. I think we have to freeze it. I see. So, this is our original. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I'm going to use the same echo that we use. Where do we use that echo? Where do we use that echo? Maybe it was on the CS1X. Thought we used an echo device. I like that. Let's hear what it sounds like in context. Here we go. CS1X R1 R2, yes. Okay, yeah, this is getting kind of crazy, but I think we can work with this. So, let me just make sure everything is off. That needs to be off. I don't need anything armed. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I hope we don't crash. Let me move my drum track over to closer so I can arrange everything without having to flip through so many screens. And let's move all of these elements over to arrangement. And I think we will be done for the day. Okay, and then I want to say this one is modular. BIA through Wasp through beads. And then, yeah, manipulated with this buffer shuffler. And then I wanted to go ahead and take this echo and copy it over there. Let's just see how this sounds real quick. I love it. It sounds a lot less chaotic. Let me take it off. Okay, I like this part right here. So I'm gonna go ahead. I mean, I like all the parts, I guess. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this part and make that my intro. And actually, let me stretch this thing out. Let's see how this sounds. Oh, interesting. You know what it is? It's the buffer shuffler that made that little high pinging sound. I'm thinking, let's see. Yeah, it is. So it's this buffer shuffler. I'm gonna have to get this gate, keep this thing open. And maybe I'll just have to manipulate this in the clip. Because that's how I want to start the track. Duplicate this a few times. Actually, I don't want to even start my drums off until, well, how about we start off with the 4 on the floor kick drum. We have a really basic beat going. That's okay. We'll have that start at the 4th bar. That's a good way to start. And then the strike force synths, I don't know, let me move those out of the way. Those could be little be put into the breaks and towards the end. Then I don't want this to go until maybe around here. So again, this is the part of the music making process that is closer to Excel than it is to creativity, although you do need to kind of use the creative part of your mind to make some of those decisions on where elements come in and drop out. And then once this is done, you know, you have kind of a rough sketch, a rough skeleton of what the song structure would be, and then all it is a matter of you know, going back saying, oh yeah, okay, I want to continue this journey with this particular track, and then it's a lot easier to kind of, you know, you can add in sections, you can do more sound design, you can add more elements or take elements out, add effects, and then at that point, then you can more easily finish a full track. And yeah, that's why I kind of like this morning pages exercise. So let's hear what this intro sounds like. This is my Baseline. So I'm going to call this baseline Korg Polysix. Try again. Maybe maybe the baseline we start off with that. Oh, maybe not. We don't have too many elements. This will be our intro. Oh, wait a second. We need to add some vocals using radio.
Coming home from work, minding our own business too, I guess.
Is it your business or our business that the streets aren't safe for decent people?
It's the business of all decent people. But I won't argue the point because it doesn't seem important right now.
I'm just going to take whatever that was.
You, Mrs. Turner?
Come here, Joyce. Sergeant Donaldson said...
This one, just so I remember, is theater 5 in time of trouble. In case I need to go back and figure out what that sample is or what radio program that came with. The reason why I like this old-time radio station via the radio app is that most of the content on there is public domain content, so you don't have to worry too much about copyright if this ever turns into the next club banger. So here is our audio clip.
Stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other woman instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens awakened us. That's when Joyce looked out the...
And just so we can keep everything similar, I'm going to put this same echo on here so that our delays aren't like super clashy.
No. He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other one instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens awakened us. That's when Joyce looked out the window. The man is mistaken.
Look, Mr. Know how some people feel that these things...
And let me put in another LFO. Map it to the right side. And the rate will be really low. Let's hear what this sounds like.
No. He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other woman instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens awakened us. That's when Joyce...
Okay. I'm not even going to mess with moving that track. Let's listen to this again and see if there's a point that we would want to start the track off, like some interesting quote.
No. He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other one instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens awakened us. That's when Joyce looked out the window. The man is mistaken.
Look, Mr. Know how some people feel that these...
Joyce looked out the window. The man is mistaken.
Look, Mr. Know how some people feel that these things are none of their business. But if you got a look at the killer, it could save someone else's life. A mess when we found her. She was just coming home from work, minding our own business too, I guess.
Is it your business or our business that aren't safe for decent people?
It's the business of all decent people.
Okay, that's the quote right there. Heard. Oh man, my computer is really slow. Let's see. Let's listen to this.
Just coming home from work. Minding our own business too, I guess. Is it your business or our business, if I say for decent people? The business of all decent people.
This decay is a little too much. Okay, yeah, I'm liking how this is going. I'm gonna put in our 909s over here. Maybe after 16, this is what we'll do. Okay.
Just coming home from work. Minding our own business too, I guess. Is it your business or our business, if I say for decent people? The business of all decent people.
Oh yeah, that might be a good. That might be good. And see if there's another good.
But if you're going to look at the killer, it can save someone else's life.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's gonna sound cool. Let's see.
But if you're going to look at the killer, it can save someone else's life. Massively fun.
I don't even know what this quote is, but I'm just gonna take a chance and put that over here because we need something.
Found it. We found the other one.
This one will just.
Found it. We found the other one. We found the other one.
Maybe the bass line needs to get in a little sooner, huh? Let's see.
But if you're going to look at the killer, it can save someone else's life. Massively fun. Found the other one.
Yeah. Okay, so that BIA, let's let the modular go all the way throughout. Let's duplicate that. Let's modulator come see what this would sound like. Oops. Oh wait. I'm gonna let this part ring out. Play this out a little bit.
But if you're going to look at the killer, it can save someone else's life. Massively fun. We found the other one.
nice long break over here.
He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened.
And then this guy comes right here. Let's see.
He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he said,
But I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens went. That's when Joyce rode out the window. Come back and mistake.
Look, mister, you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
Okay. This part right here of the modular is a little too much for me, so let's move that out of the break. And actually, let's see if this solo sounds better. Oh, what? You know what? Actually, what we can do is we can just let this.
These things are none of their business.
Uh-oh. This buffer should come towards the end. I like this one right here.
Come back and mistake.
Look, mister, you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
Oh yeah, no, this is the one.
He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he said,
But I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens went. That's when Joyce looked out the window. Come back and mistake.
look, mister, you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
Come back and mistake.
Look, mister, you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
Is it your business or our business? I'm saying for decent people.
The business of all these people. Ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other one instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything.
Okay, and this is what we'll do. Put another buffer shuffler in there. Let's find this madness one. And I'm going to turn it on towards the end so that we get a bunch of random reversed super affected vocal chops.
She was just coming home from work. Might know her own business, too.
Is it your business or our business? I'm saying for decent people.
The business of all decent people. He said it was stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he found the other one instead.
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens went. That's when Joyce looked out the window. Come back and mistake.
Look, mister, you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business? But it...
Okay, so the bypass parameter, the on until here. So as you'll see, I just drew in this automation. You see Madness bypass, or this is actually the buffer shuffler with the preset, mangled preset Madness.
The man is mistaken.
Look, Mr. Know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
Now it's going to sound like a robot over here. Okay, cool. 16. Maybe we'll have a quick little break here. Oh yeah, that quick break, then we'll shift. We'll shift to this other bass line. You know, we just want to include all the different elements that we recorded in. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's make sure we used everything.
But if you got to look at the killer, it could say...
Go like this. And this guy will stop right here. There. We'll add a little Okay, I think we've got our song. I mean, I haven't listened through it, but yeah, it's like a nice 2 minute and 20 jam. Let's just go ahead and print this. And we got our morning pages, first day of the week. Thanks for hanging in there with another internet outage and all of that. I appreciate you guys coming along, and hopefully you've been working on your own morning or afternoon or evening jams. I think the important thing is to just make art every day. So we'll see how this sounds at this moment. I'm gonna maybe do some effects on the TR-8S, and we'll just see how this comes out, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Aloha.
You're just coming home from work. Might in our own business too, I guess.
Is it your business or our business, if I say, for decent people?
The business of all decent people. But if you got to look at the killer, it could save someone else's life. A mess, we found it. He found the other one. Stuffy in his bedroom. When he got up to open his window, he saw your wife looking frightened, and he thought she was the one screaming for help. He ran down the stairs to come over here, but then he...
Well, I repeat, we didn't hear anything or see anything until the sirens ring. That's when Joyce looked out the window. Some man is mistaken.
Look, but you know how some people feel that these things are none of their business?
All right, thanks again. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow.